Hey everybody, today we're going to make a peanut butter cake. I didn't know that a peanut butter cake existed until I ran across it several months ago, and I made it, and man was it good. I mean, who doesn't love peanut butter? We all grew up on peanut butter. If you didn't, something's wrong with you. But anyway, I found this recipe and I made it. It was delicious. It was so good. I sent it out to several of my family members and said, y'all got to try this. So I'm not sure if they have yet or not. But anyway, this is our second attempt. We're gonna make this again because it's so good and I've been thinking about it. So, all right, what we're going to start out with is I've already preheated my oven to 350 degrees. I have already greased, sprayed my two pans with my Baker's Joy, and those are ready to go when the batter gets ready. So we have 2 cups all-purpose flour, 2 cups of white sugar, and a teaspoon of baking soda. Now we're going to put that in our mixer, and I'm wearing an apron today because I don't know about y'all, but anytime I work with flour, it ends up all over me, all over the counter, all over the floor. It looks like an explosion. So we've given that a good mix. I did not sift the flour. This recipe didn't call for it, so I did not sift the flour. So we're giving that a good mix up. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of room temperature milk. Just pour that in slowly. Okay, now we've got that going. Now I have 2 eggs, and these 2 eggs I've already cracked into a cup, as you can see. And the reason why I crack them into a cup is because if you break a shell, it's not inside your batter, and you're not having to dig it out and things of that nature. So I actually do it in a cup because it's easier to get the shell out of a cup than it is out of your batter. So let's give those a quick once and two. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to add in the good stuff. And this is actually some homemade vanilla that my son and daughter-in-law made and gave to us for Christmas. I thought that was a pretty crafty idea right there. I've not attempted to do that yet, but I will do that. A good teaspoon, that's all your good stuff. Maybe I can, I don't think you can see from the camera angle how good this is looking and what kind of good batter we have going. That's okay. What I've also done with this recipe, it calls for a 1/2 stick of butter, and I always use unsalted butter when I'm baking. And the reason why I do that is because your baking is a science, and adding more salt from the butter into your dish can cause it to fail. But this recipe calls for you to actually melt the butter along with a 1/2 cup of peanut butter and a cup of water and a 1/2 cup of vegetable oil. All you do is put that on the stove for about 5 minutes. Let it all mix and meld together until it's really smooth. So now we're going to add that to our batter. Hopefully I can do this without making a big mess. And I'm going to add just a little at a time so it doesn't get soupy and slosh all over the place. Almost there. A little bit more to go. And that's it. And all you're doing is putting that in there and making it mix well together. Once everything's mixed together, go ahead and pull this out. There's a little bit of flour that didn't get down on the bottom. That's that's okay. We'll give it a quick mix before we pour it into our pans here. Just give everything a quick mix. And I'm going to tell you what, this smells so good. It actually reminds me of my grandmother Rice's peanut butter fudge, the smell that it's giving off right now. So we'll have to make that one day if I can get it perfected. But I've been trying for 20 years. So, okay, so now we're just going to fill up our pans. And as you can see, it's actually a pretty thin batter. And that's okay. You can make this in a sheet pan if you don't want to do it in a layer cake, which the recipe calls for it in a sheet pan, but I just like a layer cake. And we're going to stick this in the oven for 35 minutes, about 35 minutes, until a toothpick in the center comes out clean. Now, I'm not going to sit here and talk to you and tell you stories for the next 35 minutes. I'm going to say goodbye, and I will take a picture of the cake as it comes out after the video. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoy. Bye. Hey everybody, we're back, and I'm going to actually show you how to make the icing for this peanut butter cake. The cake is out, as you can see, and that is one of them, the layers. Now what we have done is we have taken 1 stick of butter, half cup of peanut butter, 1/3 cup of milk, and vanilla extract, and we have heated that up until it's smooth. And now we are actually going to add in a diabetic coma of 4 3/4 cups of confectioner's sugar. I know that sounds like a lot, doesn't it? You could actually mix this up in your pan that you just did the peanut butter, the melting of the peanut butter in. This makes my life so much easier, you know? And we're just going to gradually add this. Let me actually get something to put that in there, otherwise I see it going all over the kitchen. But it's making a beautiful little mixture. I wish you all could smell it. Oh my goodness. This just smells amazing. And I've mentioned before that this cake and this icing is very reminiscent of my Mama Rice's peanut butter fudge. She went to her grave with a ton of recipes, and she was known for her confections throughout northeastern Kentucky and West Virginia, that whole tri-state area of southern Ohio and West Virginia. And this was one recipe that I got out of her, and I mean, I had to piecemeal it out of her. She was not happy with me because she was the opinion, an old wives' tale, that once you tell another woman how to make something, then you could never make it again. You could tell a man, but not a woman. But she was pretty upset with me that I piecemealed it out of her. It took me several days, but I got it out of her. I guess the love of a grandmother and a grandchild is all I can say. Now, I can't make the peanut butter fudge. Every now and then I get it, and it's right, and it's creamy. But my youngest son, he can do it. He can make some Mama's peanut butter fudge. So I guess she cursed me. I'm not really sure. Okay, we about got all this in there. Just about got it all in there. And as you can hear, my little helper is running around because I am using devices without her approval. And in this household, we must always have her approval. See what I'm talking about? I just threw that confectioner's sugar everywhere. Okay. Now this icing, it's a little bit thick for me. So I'm going to give it, even though I followed the directions, I'm going to give it just a little splash more of milk. Just a splash. Oh, perfect. Perfect. That way it makes it creamy enough that I can spread it onto the cake. And there we go. It's all finished. I'm ready to ice a cake. Actually, we have a little bit stuck here. Let's get that pushed back down. Let's scrape down my sides. I haven't done that. Give it another little twirl. All it takes is a little twirl. And she's done. Look at that icing, y'all. Yum. That is a diabetic coma waiting to happen right there. Pull it off so you can see. Look at that. All right, y'all. I'm going to ice this cake up, and then I will actually put a picture of it on the side as well when it's all said and done. I hope that you have enjoyed this, and I thank you for watching. Bye.